Hey guys, Dr. Ben here, FA Well Centers. Let's talk about seasonal allergies today. This is something that we see so often in people, especially this time of year. But guess what? The research shows that there's just as many allergies in the fall as there are in the spring. So now is that time of year when a lot of people, their eyes are red, they're getting that kind of stuffy nose, all these things. But why? Why does that happen? And what are things that you can do now for yourself, for loved ones? Anybody that's dealing with these seasonal allergies, what can you do to get that better? So love having you guys on. Pop down below where you're watching from. We love seeing those cities, states, countries, all over the world, lots of different people. And I love to hear too, if you're in New Zealand, if you're in Australia, South Africa, Germany, wherever, do you guys have seasonal allergies like we do in the U.S. here? Or are we just blessed in this country to do that? Elizabeth there in West Virginia, great to see you. So again, this is our Facebook page, Ava down in Georgia, in Mississippi. We got Sylvia there. Good to see you guys. This is our Facebook page and YouTube channel that you're watching as well. So click that button to follow the page or like the page, and we will we'll be able to notify you every time we go live on YouTube. Subscribe to that channel. We have all of our videos, almost 700 videos for you to watch on there. So love having you guys on. Elizabeth, your allergies have been horrible. Oh, you get some snow up in Steamboat. Good to see you, Nancy. We need all that snow we can get up in the mountains there. So yeah, let me know what type of symptoms you're having, what type of allergy symptoms you're getting, if they're worse this year. I know here in Colorado, the wind has been horrible. It's finally calm today, but yesterday, and even the past 3 weeks, yesterday was like 60-mile-an-hour winds all day long. It was just crazy. Like the cars were doing this. And so just you could see the dust in the air, all these things. But what really gets you? Is it the mold? Is it the dust? Is it the moisture? What is going on? So here's the deal. Here's what happens. We have these mucosal cells up in our nasal passage, in the back of our throat, in these different areas. And it's called mucosal cells because there's this mucosa. And then the submucosa, which is even deeper level than that. But basically what happens is we get this inflammatory process that gets started. It gets irritated. It gets irritated from these, just like Sylvia, her ear and her nose gets stopped up. So the body, they can actually swell in there. So those mucosa can actually expand, and then you have a smaller passage to breathe. So that could be where the ear and the nose stopped up. You could make more mucus, even wax in the ears, things like that. So if you're making more mucus, you're going to get stuffed up and not be able to breathe like you're supposed to, Debbie. Yeah, but the ragweed kills me in the fall. Yep, same thing. It's the same process. Is that ragweed in the fall, which is actually very, very common. The same thing. It's this inflammatory process. And so my big thing is wash my hair every night and change my pillowcase every night. Yep, we're going to give you guys some things. Bloody nose, sticky eyes. So yeah, some people, they'll be making more mucus, more sticky substance around their eyes, just as almost a protective thing to keep these pollens, allergens, different things out of there. Cough, congestion, stuffy nose, plugged ears, all of the allergies. Hey Doris, good to see you. Hazel, urea test. Drop us a direct message. We'll talk about that. There's Janie. There's Paula. Good to see you as well. Hopefully, Paula, that wind up in Wyoming has calmed down a little bit. We have actually a calm day down here. So here's what happens is, it doesn't take much if somebody's already at symptom line. I love to think about it this way. So, because this is really going to shift your thought process on allergies. It's not just this random thing that comes in and strikes you, because not everybody has allergy symptoms. I don't have seasonal allergies, and yet some other people have major seasonal allergies. But here's the deal. Here's your symptom line. And if you're right next to your symptom line of having inflammation, of having mucus production, of all these things, it doesn't take much to go over that line. And the seasonal allergy, pollen, any of those things, boom, put you over that line, and then you're going to be having these symptoms. So that's the big thing that we're looking at, is how can we get people lower on those symptoms, so that it's going to take a whole lot more of allergens or different irritants to get you over that symptom line. So that's the big thing that we look at, is overall we need to calm down people's bodies. I'm going to give you some specifics further down here in this video, talking about enzymes and different things that you can do to help with this. But ultimately, I want you to think about the why. Why is this body inflamed? Why is the body going to this exaggerated state? I mean, it's pretty extreme, right? If your ears are plugged, your eyes are watering, you're like snotting around. I mean, that's an extreme event. So why is that happening? Why is the body doing these things? Well, one of the reasons is it's right there. Some of the basic things to look at are your foods, and gluten and dairy. I'm not just a big anti-gluten, everybody needs to be off gluten, but I am. I do know from a couple things. If you got Hashimoto's, you need to be off gluten. If you got leaky gut, you need to be off gluten. But if you are having mucus issues, hey Patricia, good to see you. If you are having mucus issues, then those two foods, gluten and dairy, are mucus producing. They're going to create more mucus in your body. So especially this time of year, if you don't have to be off of it all year long unless you know you have issues with it, but especially this time of year, cut it back dramatically, because that's going to be more mucus producing in your body. Kimberly, Kimberly, your 16-year-old suffers really bad. We've dosed and no avail. Nasal sprays, all that. He was so frustrated with the lack of release. Fast forward 2 weeks ago, I bought him some local raw honey, and guess what? Almost instant relief. You know what, Kimberly? That is one of our things on our list down below. But here's the deal. I guarantee you that 16-year-old, I've got a 17-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 10-year-old. So I know that if all things are left to themselves, the 16-year-old diet probably is not the best. It probably has a lot of gluten, a lot of dairy, a lot of inflammatory foods. So look at that, because yes, taking that raw local honey can definitely be helpful, but you've got to look at that why even further down as well. In that blood work, look at C-reactive protein, look at the different inflammatory markers, potential autoimmune, all of these different things. So here's some of the symptoms with seasonal allergies. Stuffy nose, postnasal drip, just that constant running back there, excess mucus. So just like blowing your nose, even if it's not green or yellow or any of those, but just white, there's excess mucus. Sneezing, runny nose, we've got scratchy throat. If you're just like, having to clear your voice, just that irritated mucosa in your throat, itchy eyes. If your asthma gets really bad this time of year, hives, eczema flare up, anything like that, those are all symptoms of potential seasonal allergies. Paula, my husband, started bad sinus pressure and allergies after he got COVID. The specialist wants him on allergy shots. So what we've seen with COVID is it increases inflammation, and it really stresses out that immune system. Paula, I would start with some nasal irrigation. You can do the Nelly Med, it's an electric one, or a neti pot, and do some things to get that flushing out, and really work on getting that inflammation in his body down. I get vertigo bad, Candy, that's going to be from those ear canals, getting that pressure, all those issues that come about from the ear canal there. So here's some things that you can start doing right now to get this better. And bromelain is one of the first things to look at. Bromelain is an enzyme that's found in pineapple, and a lot of enzymes, whether that's food digestion enzymes, or you can just get it by itself. But bromelain, absolutely a good place to start just for symptom-based relief. Apple cider vinegar. Give me a thumbs up if anybody out there drinks apple cider vinegar, or if you drink apple cider vinegar and you really pucker up and you just can't do it. Give me a thumbs down on that one. But apple cider vinegar is huge. So many benefits of that. The apple cider vinegar, you're going to want to do that 3 times a day. Do about a tablespoon, and do that with some fresh lemon, about a tablespoon of fresh lemon as well. Mix that with water, shoot that down, and that can really be helpful. Kimberly, absolutely correct. He and I have had that conversation too. Kimberly's talking about the diet. Elimination of anti-inflammatory foods will make a huge difference, but I'm just his mom. Absolutely. I've got a bunch of those boys that I'm just their dad. But that's something we work with teenagers all the time, and if they can change their diet, they can heal so much faster, even than people our age, because they've got so much less years of stress on their body. So apple cider vinegar, Ava does that. Huge boost. We had some other thumbs up coming in there. Change your dietary time, especially around this time of year. Change your dietary patterns to good, clean proteins. We're talking, organic, grass-fed, free-range, all those things. Good, clean proteins, bunch of good vegetables, good organic vegetables, fats, coconut oil, grass-fed butter, the olive oil, things like that, and that's pretty much it. Get the grains out. Grains are more inflammatory. Grains are more mucus-producing. So especially this time of year, take those things out as well. Hey, Megan, husband has allergies so bad to the point his eyes swell, sneezing constantly. He is miserable. So start trying these things. One, get his blood work done and see what's actually going on underneath. But two, you've got to start on those enzymes, get him going on that apple cider vinegar, change that diet, no grains, anything, and just bring that down. No sugar. You want to take all sugar out of the diet. Keep that blood sugar as stabilized as possible, like we talk about all the time, 85 to 110. And I guarantee you, Megan, he's going to see a noticeable change. If he sees a change, that might encourage him to go deeper, run blood work, and really get into that whole functional medicine side of it. Here's some things that you can just do at home. Chop it up yourself, get it in supplement form, things like that. Ginger is huge for seasonal allergies. Garlic. Remember, if you're eating garlic, a lot of it, especially raw, everybody else around you needs to be eating garlic. Otherwise, they won't like you very well. And then horseradish is another one. Obviously, that horseradish, you take it and woo, that clears me out. Really good through there. It's year-round in South Carolina. This has to be one of the worst places for allergies, but I'm doing everything y'all suggest. I'm much better than last year after working with y'all, but still a few things to tweak. Absolutely. We never arrive at health. That's the one thing. Even our patients, everybody, we never arrive and like, oh my gosh, I'm finally healthy. Now I don't have to worry about it anymore. It's like training for a marathon. You finally run that marathon and good, now I'm in shape. I never have to do it again. No, if you want to stay in shape, you've got to keep working at it and add different things in, try different things. And so that's what our health is. We're always working on it. Like Kimberly said, the raw local honey is going to be huge. So go down the street, check Facebook Marketplace, check Craigslist, and find that local person just around the corner that has bees, that they're going out and getting pollen from all these local sources. Not somebody from Washington. If you're in Virginia, that's not going to do the effect. But if you're in Virginia, go down half a mile and get that farmer or that cool neighbor that's making honey from the bees and get that and start doing like a tablespoon a day of that, and that's going to be really good. It's almost like doing allergy shots there. Bone broth is going to be huge. Make it yourself. If you're getting grass-fed beef, if you're getting chicken, wild game, make it yourself. If you don't have that ability, or you just don't have the time, you can buy it in containers, get as clean a source as possible. If not there, you can even get powder. I do a scoop every day in my shake. Ancient Nutrition bone broth, and really good qualities to that. And you also want to do probiotic rich foods. So you want to look at fermented vegetables. You want to look at sauerkraut, kimchi. You want to look at any of the kombucha, anything like that is going to be fermented. That's going to do a lot to calm that down as well. The things you can do physically, the neti pot, which is where you just drain it through. You can do the Nelly Med, which is a spray, and it shoots it through. You can put some essential oils, different things in through there. Essential oils, I use peppermint a lot of nights if we've been out working in the garden or cleaning up any musty, old, dirty things in the shop, whatever it is, I'll clean that out, but then I'll also put essential oil, put some peppermint, and just go in through there, work on my sinus a little, and you can just feel that open up. So peppermint is one of my favorites. I keep that by my bed, and if I'm ever doing a little bit more mouth breathing, I peppermint on there, and it just opens it up big time. So that can really be helpful. Acupuncture, if you have not tried acupuncture for your seasonal allergies, absolutely. You can do some Google search locally and find somebody that works specifically on allergies and has go down that path. And then air filters, we're going to be having Austin Air, our favorite air filter brand. We're going to be having them come on board. I've been using them for years, a great company. So air filters, to be able to clear that out. For those of you really bad, you may want to keep your windows closed, which then you really need to be filtering the air, because if your windows are closed, we get a lot of toxins, a lot of off-gassing from flooring, from carpet, from walls, paint, all these different things. You need those air filters going. And one of the last things is, first thing we did when we moved into our house, our house we're living in now, tear out the carpet. Carpet is one of the worst things for seasonal allergies. You're going to hold all those pollens, especially if you have animals. They're getting in there, and it is going to be a mess. So Allergies to every category did weekly allergy shots, 2 months in each arm for 9 months, then switched to essential oils. Nellie Med was a huge help too. Absolutely, Stephanie, great job. Patricia just started taking raw honey. Good job. And I'm hoping to going to help. Thank you for sharing. Love your videos. Absolutely, Patricia. There you go, guys. Seasonal allergies doesn't have to be as bad as it is for so many people. But remember, symptom line, get it down as low as possible. Take care of all those things in your blood work. If you don't know and haven't had your blood work done yet, no matter where you are in this country, we can drop ship. We can drop ship to Canada, to Mexico. We can drop ship all over, and we can get blood work done. The exact kit that I do with my patients, and each one of our FA offices do. We can do it no matter where you are. And we'll run through that. We've got doctors on standby, ready to show you exactly what you need to do. If you have had blood work and go down that path, great, but still having issues, try these tips, try these tricks today, and let's see what that does. All right, guys, make it a great day. Keep those allergies away.